And Richard Southern back with us now from 680 News. Richard, it's a show so many know and love. Hard to believe The Simpsons is celebrating its 30th birthday.
First full show of The Simpsons, Pam, aired 30 years ago today. It was a Christmas episode. Homer had to go to the dog track to win enough money to pay for Christmas. Typical Homer. Show is still on the air. It's the longest-running scripted primetime series in history. Pam, we wanted to find out what Torontonians' favorite Simpsons moments are and what Simpsons lines come to mind. We hit the streets to find out. Take a look.
Love it.
Spider pig, spider pig. That's whatever a spider pig does.
Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig.
One of my favorite Sims, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so the cardboard fight where they built the entire fort and a dragon came and attacked the Simpsons, that was pretty awesome.
Maggie shooting Mr. Burns is probably one of the best moments of the entire show.
He said, drop it.
Simpsons also have a knack of predicting the future. They called Trump's election in 2000 and the sale of Fox to Disney in 1998.
Oh, wow.
They also visited Toronto in an episode in 2002. Pam, what's your favorite Simpsons moment?
You know, I knew you were going to ask me that, Richard. I'm probably the only person on the planet who never got into The Simpsons.
Really?
I never watched it.
I love Kent Brockman. He's their terrible newscaster, Pam, who can't read anything right and who won the lottery on the air and then didn't finish the newscast. He just bolted once he found out he was reading the winning numbers. So.
I'm sure I would be able to relate.
Except for the winning of the lottery part,
yeah,
yes.
Unfortunately. So a British museum has made a discovery that shows that disposable cups have been around a lot longer than we thought.
Much, much longer. What we're looking at here is a disposable cup that's 3,600 years old, Pam, on the left there. It's going on display at the British Museum in London. It was a use-it-once-and-toss-it-away clay cup made by the Minoans on the Greek island of Crete between 17 and 1600 BC. They found thousands of them, Pam, and they believe they were used during a big feast. So much like today, no one wants to do the dishes after a big get-together, right?
Yeah, and you can tell by the quality of the workmanship. Like, that was something that was just whipped together, right? Like, they had to make a lot of them quickly.
No handle on it. But interesting to note that disposable cups aren't a product of our modern day age, but in fact are thousands of years old.
So interesting. I was reading about this, but today we produce 300 billion disposable cups a year.
Not good. Our stuff is plastic. That was clay, so big difference there.
Yeah. So it may have come out in 2001, but one world leader apparently still insists on using Windows XP.
It's Russian President Vladimir Putin, Pam, still rocking that old user system from Microsoft. There were some pictures released of him using his computer in Moscow, and yeah, he had Windows XP on it. You might ask, what's the big deal here? Well, Microsoft stopped updating the security for this back in 2003, so it's very vulnerable to security risks and viruses. Mightn't be a big problem for Mr. Putin, though. He's said to be an irregular user of the internet, which he has previously, Pam, called a, quote, CIA project.
Isn't that interesting? Well, I guess that there's also sort of a certain amount of irony there, right? Russia accused of hacking worldwide.
They might be pretty susceptible themselves to a few hacks with that old XP still going there.
Crazy. Thank you so much for joining us, Richard.
See you tomorrow.